like that.
Roller coaster, it's not like that, yeah, and it's not that.
Flex.
Roller coaster motor at the stoplight, catch me at the finish line flexing. Following the kid like a spotlight, why you keep asking same questions? Roller coaster motor at the stoplight, catch me at the finish line flexing. Following the kid like a spotlight, why you keep asking same questions? I remember going to school, never had the latest shoes. You was raised to make it cool, I was raised to make a move. We was playing with different bags, so I kept getting shitted on. It was motivation, telling myself stay patient. Package touchdown, gotta relocate it. If that body got took down, guess it was donated. Plug ain't from round town, but we both native. Yeah, sliding with my body, I got a Joe waiting. Can't let these hoes spend the night, ain't got no home training. Heard your damn mixtape, gave it a low rating. Yeah, streets reply, I look right in a Mercedes. Creep at night, the city lights going brave. She popping it like that is meant for, can't be no road and extendo. Bitch, I put me in the friend zone till she see me in the end zone. Hoes calling from other zip code, trapping hard, I need a flip on this, the new pack, the last one been gone. Coastal motor at the stoplight, catch me at the finish line flexing. Following the kid like a spotlight, why you keep asking same questions? Roller coaster motor at the stoplight, catch me at the finish line flexing. Following the kid like a spotlight, why you keep asking same questions? Stepping out cool, rock and roll my watch and shoes. They scream wave, ain't bring a pool. Mainstream thing that scream my moves. Jack hit me up like gotta leave round 2. Know what's going on, man, you need it, come through. I'm the neighborhood superintendent. Dogs in the den, got the kush in the kitchen. Look here, baby, I'm on real time. Needle in the haystack, but still shine. Wave guard, grill gold like a face guard. I did a bid and tell them wait for it. Grill gold like a face guard. I did a bid and tell them wait for it. Roller coaster motor at the stoplight, catch me at the finish line flexing. Following the kid like a spotlight, why you keep asking same questions? Roller coaster motor at the
Go out the way just to help my position. Go out the way just to help my position. When I was broke, I just knew I would get it. That hate shit you want ain't no good for my spirit. It is what it is, I got tired of forgiving. My full of gold crackers, smiling and glisten. I went the all I'm gon' jump in this Wednesday. I was special, just needed a listen. Lift up a legend, detaching the ceiling. Super Dushani, the motherfucking greatest. It's my new rental, don't care how Jack racing. In your apartment, I'm popping the latest. Started finessing, so that's how we played it. Stepped in below, got a right on my brothers. No competition, we shine with each other. So many nights had my mind in the gutter. Mama told me like, boy, keep it together. Link with a big booty, freakies, whatever. Feel like a ring, we ain't cutting, we wrestle. Call my connect, need a package of pressure. Mind on my money, you know how I'm stepping. Your advice, but I really ain't need it. You in my presence, when they how you keep it. Act like a star, so they don't treat me basic. Bills like niggas start getting creative. Go out the way just to help my position. When I was broke, I just knew I would get it. That hate shit you want ain't no good for my spirit. It is what it is, I got tired of forgiving. Mouth full of gold crackers, smiling and glisten. I went the all I'm gon' jump in this Wednesday. I was special, just needed a listen. Lift up a legend, detaching the ceiling. Super Dushani, the motherfucking greatest. It's my new rental, don't care how Jack racing. In your apartment, I'm popping the latest. Started finessing, so that's how we played it. I'm detaching the ceiling.
All right. Here it is. Nah, hey man, say man, powerful bills only. I got something powerful for y'all today. So I'm gonna need y'all to I had a special request. I got Uncle Reggie coming. Uncle Reggie on his way. He told me he don't want no pseudos in the building, no Bible believers in the building. Uncle Reggie told me he don't want no goddamn religious folk on the panel while he is on the panel. So y'all know we honor our ancestors. So we gonna give Uncle Reggie the due diligence that he want. He said he don't want no pseudos on the panel tonight while he's on the panel. So Uncle Reggie said that's what he want. We definitely we're gonna accommodate for Uncle Reggie. No pseudos will be on the panel tonight. I'll do a show for y'all tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Uncle Reggie say he only wanna talk to me tonight. And if you do happen to come on while he's on, he's saying that he needs you to have sources. He don't want to be talking about no Bible. He don't want to be talking about no Torah. He don't want to be talking about no Quran. He need real sources. So we're gonna wait on Uncle Reggie to get up in here. And I was just looking at these videos from Shaka Amos. Uncle Shaka, I'm about to play 2 of your music videos. All right, these shout out to Uncle Shaka. About to get into this Uncle Shaka. Waiting on Uncle Reggie right now. All right. It is what it is.
So arrogant. What makes him think I'm supposed to come running every time he calls?
judge me. Try to find God to love me. There's nothing else above me. And as I've been here, I see all that I have given. I breathe life into the living. When I'm gone and I'm forgiven, all my sins I know I'm through you through, but not now. But my conscience all I got now. Everything that with the ground.
Hey, shout out to Uncle Shaka. Shout out to Uncle Shaka, man, dropping that. Uncle Shaka dropping that heat. Uncle Shaka dropping that heat. I live my life as a pharaoh. 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 Man, that is amazing. Hey, Uncle Shaka, man, I love that. I love that, Uncle Shaka. Oh, Uncle Reggie in the building. Uncle Reggie, I sent you the link. Get up here, Uncle Reggie. We got Uncle Said in the building too. Uncle Reggie and Uncle Said. Oh, goddamn, Uncle Said is going crazy. Hey, this gonna be Uncle Reggie. I sent you the link. It's in your text messages. I sent you the link, Uncle Reggie. Get in here. Uncles, hey, this tonight show, we banging this Black Egypt, and it's just me and Uncle Reggie. Hey, the rest of y'all, I'm gonna let y'all come on tomorrow. But let Uncle Reggie build his presentation. Uncle Reggie about to come up here and shut some shit down. You know what I'm saying? Uncle Reggie, we waiting on you. I got this other one. Shaka Amos not no one-hit wonder. Y'all thought Shaka Amos was a one-hit wonder? Let me just show y'all the next one. This is also a hit from Uncle Shaka. All right. We waiting on you, Uncle Reggie. Just let me know.
Let me share my screen. If y'all thought Shaka was a one-hit wonder, get it together. This is also Uncle Shaka. I'ma show you.
Miracle. Baby, let me set you straight. What we did back then was great. We just don't know. Let me show you the past so your future can look bright. As you walk into the light, as you see your star. I've heard them say that we wasn't even there. Baby, let me make it clear. We were the ones. If you pay attention to what I'm about to show, there's no doubt that you will. We were the ones, and I'ma show you. Every time he was, said she was black because that's the way that the right man. I'ma show you. Egypt was a black man, Kentucky was a black man. Cause that's the way that the right man is now. When we came from the southern land, so right, no, they think that we put up. We knew that the time from the one in the west, we black people made their way. We don't coming from Baghdad, and there we are. Ever so below, this is how they built this song. We have never been alone. This is the truth. If you can't see yourself, then it's true you've been misled. Got them loud on in your head.
Hey man, hey, he say if you can't see yourself, you have truly been misled. All them lies up in your head, man. He's spitting.
That's the way that the right man, I'ma show you. Egypt was a black man, Kentucky was a black man. Cause that's the way that the right man, I'ma show you. Our history, it ain't no mystery. Just listen and understand and show you what they cannot hide, what they can't deny. Yes, either was a black man, lately time. Been thinking of days gone by. The things that we forgot, the voices from the distant past. Make themselves heard. The resurrection dropping started juice. Been revealed. Tell me what you gonna do. Gonna keep it to yourself or gonna tell the world. If you do, then prepare for the challenges you face. My heart knows I do you precious black boys and girls. I'ma show you. Every time he was, and she was like people. That's the way that the right man, I'ma show you. Egypt was a black man, Kentucky was a black man. Cause that's the way that the right man, I'ma show you. Our history, it ain't no mystery. Just listen and understand, I'ma show you. What they cannot hide, what they can't deny. That Egypt was a black man, I'ma show you.
Hallelujah. Allahu Akbar. Hotel. Man, don't play with Uncle. Hey, look, I'm gonna go and set the record straight. Uncle Shaka is the best artist out of the conscious community. Uncle Shaka is the best artist to come out of New York since Biggie. Uncle Shaka is the best rapper to come out of New York since, that wasn't rapping, my bad. Uncle Shaka is the best artist to come out of New York since Biggie. All right, Uncle Reggie say I ain't got the link. God damn, my bad. I thought I texted to you. Waiting for PC to unfreeze. Oh, all right, Uncle Reggie got the link. All right. I'm gonna send it again just to make sure. Uncle Reggie got presentation on top of peer review on top of peer review. His goddamn computer is freezing up. He got peer review on top of presentation, on top of council, on top of Cairo Symposium. His computer is freezing up. So we waiting on Uncle Reggie. Uncle said say hilarious. Uncle said called Shaka a culture vulture. Come on, Uncle Reggie. See them pseudo killers, man. They be tripping. Uncle said say peace to brother Reggie. Uncle Reggie says, my brother Cedric, I see you having fun. Uncle says, say, go Shaka, this is hilarious. Uncle says, be careful, we're gonna have to start a file. Hey, Uncle said, man, if I gotta go down as that nigga that made you motherfuckers see the light, if I gotta go down as that nigga that made you motherfucker that made you motherfuckers start loving Egypt again, if I gotta go down as that, create my file, nigga. Create my goddamn file, nigga. Put my signature, you know what I'm saying? Super wavy with 2 B's. You know what I'm talking about? Put my signature on it. I need my file. Uncle Allah, Allahu Akbar. Peace to you, Uncle La. Peace and blessings to everyone in your live feed tonight and your families. Peace to you, Uncle La. Peace to you, Uncle La. More Egypt was a black land. Yes, Egypt was definitely a black land. Uncle said, we're gonna show y'all tonight. We waiting on Uncle Reggie. Uncle Reggie getting his computer ready. Let me go and drop this link. I got a $10 shirt on my website that you could know what I'm saying, get fly with, that I'm actually wearing right now. So you scan that code for my $10 website. I also got the flyers of the fly shit. You know what I'm saying? You just click the actual website once you get into the link, and you will see all the fly abundance that you could just put on. My clothes got superpowers. I need my file, Uncle said. Pseudo killers, I need my file. Click that link. You know what I'm saying? Check out my clothing line. My clothing brand give you superpowers. If you go up in the club with some Pine Club on, you will get a queen. If you go up in the car lot with some Pine Club on, you gonna get that car. If you buy a damn scratch off lottery ticket with my clothing brand on, you will motherfucking hit the lottery. You know what I'm talking about? And that's just black power for you, by you, with you. All right, we got Uncle Reggie in the building. Uncle Reggie, peace. You probably got to unmute your mic, Uncle Reggie. All right, we got
my mic is unmuted. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You can. Okay, I'm trying to get my camera together, but I could start. Yeah, I could start. But so as long as you can hear me, that's fine.
Yes, sir. We can hear you great. Hey, Uncle Reggie, man. Peace and blessings. Thank you to have you on the platform. You know what I'm saying? Once again, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I'm not gonna send the link out until after we get this information popping. No Bible believers allowed on the platform. No pseudos allowed on the platform after we get done, unless, to Uncle Reggie's words, you better have some motherfucking sources. You ain't got no sources, don't come on this platform trying to argue with a damn elder with your pork chop lip.
Well, Cedric Ortega is always welcome. Brother La, they're always welcome. And that's how we do it. I'm sorry, family. I'm just trying to work on getting my camera together. So I didn't launch the app first, and my computer was freezing. So yeah, so if you give me a few seconds, but we can start. So while we're talking, I'll be working on trying to get my mic up.
That'll work. Okay. All right, Uncle Reggie, man. How do you let's just go over some elders. How do you feel about Chancellor Williams?
Chancellor in my area, Chancellor Williams work, John G. Jackson's work, Dr. Joseph Ben Jochanan's work, Dr. Clark's work, even on Kemet. They are, and Dr. Diop's work, they are in a particular period of understanding Africa, and in the context that we're talking about, the Nile Valley. So they're in a particular period, and they're doing a lot of introductory type work to a audience that is of Dr. Clark in 1986 with Dr. Leonard Jeffries, and I went to Egypt, the country Egypt, in 1987. So when I went with Dr. Clark, this is the first time Dr. Clark had been back to Africa in many years, since the Kwame Nkrumah days. And well, Dr. Ben had been doing tours since the 70s, but still we were in a very, very beginning stage, and of understanding the history, the culture, the peoples, right? And so Dr. Clark, Dr. Ben had a different strategy of creating a kind of a brothership. As the people became astute, he would graduate them into something else that he was a part of, that him and
It seemed like you falling off, Uncle Reggie, or is you pausing? You there, Uncle Reggie?
George G.M. James was, and
Hey, Uncle Reggie, you breaking up on me.
that was this particular type of
You heard me, Uncle Reggie? You breaking up on me. Uncle Reggie, you there? All right. That's that Holy Spirit, that Hebrew Holy Spirit trying to mess up our goddamn Kemetic stream over here. You there, Uncle Reggie? All right. We're gonna wait for Uncle Reggie to get back up in the building. Yeah, it definitely was coming through like he was saying something powerful, but we was catching the endings of it. Uncle Reggie, you might have to come out and come back in. You was breaking off on the last information you were dropping. Hey man, shout out to everybody out there. Peace and blessings to everybody out there. We about to have a powerful show, man. We about to go down there with Uncle Reggie. You know what I'm saying? A little bit of Black history, a little bit of African history. Let me text Uncle Reggie. All right, so Uncle Reggie, you might have to come out and come back in. Hey man, like I said, Shaka Almost is the best artist to come out of New York besides Biggie. You know what I'm saying? Shaka Almost is the best artist to come out of New York besides Biggie. He is not no one-hit wonder. He definitely dropped 2 hits on us, and I played both of them. All right, Uncle Reggie, you back?
My phone, and I'm struggling to get my computer working. I may have to reboot it. But nevertheless, Dr. Chancellor Williams, Dr. Joseph Benjo Cannon, Dr. John Henry Clark, Dr. Shekanta Diop, Dr. Theophilo Banga, John G. Jackson were at a time period of our people where they were largely introducing the subject. They were all talking to academics, but as far as our people, they were trying to be creative and trying to find a way in talking to our people these advanced subjects, because our people were just finding out about themselves. So Dr. Ben was 70s introducing Egypt. Dr. Clark had been introducing Africa since the 60s. Dr. Chancellor Williams and John G. Jackson before Dr. Clark.
Uncle Reggie say he might got to reboot his camera. Might got to reboot his computer. That's you, Uncle Reggie. All right, I'm gonna take this one out. All right, yeah, man. Hey, y'all see exactly what's going on. Hit that like button, like, share, and subscribe. We got the elder in the building. We about to reboot his computer. The Hebrew Holy Ghost is trying to mess up our African stream tonight, but no weapon formed against us shall do a thing. You know what I'm saying? We is gonna get it in tonight. Here you go, right here.
Hello?
Yes,
Hello?
sir. We hear you. We hear you.
All right. So what part did you hear? The last part that you heard?
You were saying that they was trying to give it to our people, and they was getting they was discussing with the college.
Yes, so?
Uncle Reggie? Yeah, we
yeah. So they were coming up to speed. Our people were coming up to speed. So in 1986, we were just really being introduced to West Africa. In 87 to Egypt. We were taking tours and stuff like that, but the people weren't necessarily up to speed, right? So that the language that they use was the language of their time period. You heard that? Hello?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Oh, Uncle Reggie going. Man, maybe he came in on his phone at that point. But yeah, man, we definitely go once we get this connection right, we definitely go get it kicking. Them Hebrews are hating. Hey, Uncle Hercules, man, I don't know what it is, man. We got the powerful elder in the building. We about to discuss our great motherland, you know what I'm saying? And that damn Tribeca Wi-Fi is messing up on our Uncle Reggie, all them buildings in New York, you know what I'm saying? All them skyscrapers, yo. All them skyscrapers money, messing with the Wi-Fi money. All right, here go Uncle Reggie.
Yeah, I don't know why it's clicking off, and I apologize.
Hey, Uncle Reggie, are you on your phone?
I'm on my phone until I can get on my computer.
Okay. So when you get the link, did you get the link from YouTube or you got the link from text message?
I got the link from text message.
All right, and you on your web browser, right?
I'm on my phone right now, and I'm trying to get back onto I'm gonna reboot my computer, and while I'm doing that,
I got you.
While I reboot my computer, I'm talking on my phone.
I got you. Yeah,
right?
It shouldn't kick you out. As long as you're not on YouTube on your phone, it ain't gonna kick you out.
No. Know what's going on. All right. So what I'm just trying to say is, in the early days, it's two languages for two different people. So when Diop and Dr. Theophilo Banger went to UNESCO, that was academic, right? When a lot of the lectures that they taught to our people, that was a different language, trying to get them up to speed. You hear me?
Overseas. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, so Diop introduced in the UNESCO conference a concept that Kemet was related to people. And Dr. Diop said, of course, these people were Negroes. But the book was translated from French to English. And so there is their concept of his thinking of Negroes, Negress, right? You have to look at his work academically to understand what he's talking about, right? He's not talking about the slave period, right? Negroes. He's talking about what he said, Black people in Africa. And he was doing this at a time when people said that African people who were dark skinned had nothing to do with Egypt, right? So, and he was doing this to an academic audience. And so a lot of the lay people weigh into this, and how they take this to be literal, right? To say that the ancient Egyptians were Black people, you're going to get pushback from and rightly so, from people like Ankh and the pseudo killers and other people, you're going to get pushback unless you are a good explainer of what these concepts mean, right? You're going to get pushbacks. So the question is they will say that all people in Africa, or a lot of people in Africa, could be considered dark skinned or black, right? Or just dark skin. So this word Kemet can't mean to them black because there are other people who are considered dark skinned and black, right? Um, and, and so the question is, what does Kemet really mean? That's the question. The question is, what does it really mean? And so my work is well, let's just start here before I talk to my work. Uh, the people in South Africa, what complexion are they? Largely,
They're light skinned.
huh?
They're light.
They're dark and they're light, right?
Yes,
They're
sir.
dark skin and light skin, right? There's diversity, right? But some of them are light skin. But they, in American terms, they could be considered. We would consider them black, right? By American terms, right? But they are African. So in North Africa varies when the Arab invasion came, and prior to that, you have the Phoenicians, and then you have you have Greeks, you have Romans, you have all these different, and then you have the population that was there called the Amazighi people that they call Berbers, right? Uh, there is a diversity there, right? So there are dark skinned people and there are lighter skinned people. You agree or disagree?
I agree with you 100%.
Okay, so the Dr. Diop was doing a pushback on white Egyptologists, right? All of them, breasted, and the whole group of them that were basically saying that there were some uh, black white people or some other race that was there that created Egypt, right? And he was doing a pushback and saying, no, these are what you call the Negroes. They are the ones who formulated what we call ancient Egypt, right? So Diop's argument was a multi-layered linguistic argument, uh, in inscription argument, right? With the inscriptions that he had at the time. So he used the inscriptions of, well, a partial glyph of the seated man and seated woman and Kemet to say that the seated man and seated woman meant black people or Negroes literally. And that is Kemet, right? Dr. Diafalo Banga, in his conversation with Abdullah and Dr. Sanaran, well, basically said that in linguistics, that T for Kemet is a collective for a people, right? So they were saying literally it means black people. And the Eurocentric groups, they're saying that it means black land, right? And so it doesn't mean black people, it means black land. So there is a debate now. There. Well, there's a debate now as to, does Kemet mean black land? Does it mean black people? What does Kemet mean? Right? So we get into this argument about uh, the ancient people being black, right? And okay, so something's beginning to unfreeze. And so I can't show my data until I could get my computer unfrozen. So I'm gonna put my phone down and reboot my computer while we talk. Okay, so now Black Egypt, Black Egypt, Black Egypt.
Hey man, hey man, hey y'all hear this shit, man? Uncle Reggie is coming with the information. Let me unmute your mic, Jalen. Uncle Reggie is coming with the information. You know what I'm saying? Like, share, and subscribe. Roll your blunt up. You know what I'm saying? Pour you some icky and some ooh wee. You know what I'm saying? Some of your yak. You know what I'm saying? And we got Uncle Reggie in the building, man, taking us back to the motherland. You know what I'm saying? With the history. Hey man, say man, we honor our ancestors over here. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna never hear no ancestor slander, ancestor disrespect. All the OGs got a voice on this platform. You know what I'm saying? You standing up for our people. We rocking with you 1,000,000%. You know what I'm saying? And whenever the OGs come to Texas, whenever y'all come to H-Time, hey, just hit my line, hit Jalen line, or hit Silky line. Whenever the OGs come to Houston, hit my line, Jalen line, or Silky line. If y'all can't get in touch with me, hit Jalen or Silky. They can get in touch with me. And we definitely gonna show y'all Southern hospitality. Every time an elder come to Houston, check in with Super Wavy, and we gonna get y'all right. All right, Uncle Reggie, you back?
Yeah, so Brother La say it's not clear at all. So I have to check.
Nah,
Is it
that was earlier. You good now?
okay? So until I get my computer on. So you understand so the arguments that I'm breaking down is language that Dr. Diop began in 1956 with his African origin of civilization.
God damn. Just kick Uncle Reggie out of the building.
They not trying to let brother speak. He is pure, too pure. I ain't trying to let that man speak.
Come on, man. I got a white person. Hey, yeah. Uncle said, never y'all in Houston, just hit my line or hit Silky D line or Jalen.
Okay, I'm back. I don't know. I really don't know what's going on. Let me just change a setting on my phone to see if that works. Give me a second. T-Mobile Internet. Great. And
Roll that gas up. Pour your drink. All right, Uncle Reggie, you there? His words too potent, man. Come on, man. His Uncle Reggie words is too potent. All right, let me see. Look like he coming back in. All right, you there, Uncle Reggie? All right, gonna having a little technical difficulties, but we definitely gonna get that. All right, they trying to block. Yeah, man, they trying to drop block Uncle Reggie, man. Uncle said, say, man, I appreciate that wavy. Hey, no cap. Anytime the elders, any of the elders, anytime y'all in Houston, man, tap in, man. We go out for some drinks, man. I take y'all to the club, whatever you want to see. You know, H-Time, we got it all down here, man. Anytime y'all out here, man, just tap in, you know what I'm saying? Yo, when you want me to do the mathematics presentation, bro. Hey, I'm free all this week, King Hercules. I'm free all this week. Just tap in with me. All right, we got Uncle Reggie back.
okay, so I'm rebooting my PC, and so ultimately I'm hopefully going to try to switch over. In the meantime, what I'm trying to get across to the argument is that the argument started in 1956 with Dr. Diop explaining in his multiple works prior to UNESCO. It came to a head at the UNESCO conference where Diop and Obenga came to present their concepts on talking about the deciphering the Amerindic script and the peopling of ancient Egypt. And then in that, Dr. Diop inserted this.
Man, we might have to. Man, you know what, man? You know what I'm about to do? I'm about to call Uncle Reggie, man. I think it'll be better if I call Uncle Reggie until he able to get on his laptop. Let me make sure. Yeah, I think I'm might have to just call Uncle Reggie until he able to get on his laptop. That probably will be better until he able to. Hey, Uncle Reggie, do you want me to call you until you're able to get on your laptop?
Yes, I think that would be better.
All right, that'll work.
All right.
I'm calling you now.
Hi, you've reached.
All right, let me get you out of here. Call you phone. Hey man, powerful bills only.
3.
All right, hurry up. Oh damn. All right, let me call him back. Dr. Reggie is in the building dropping gems. All right, this should be good, Dr. Reggie. You there? Yeah, I'm here.
So what I'm trying to get is that you have to be familiar with the arguments. You have to be familiar with the time frame of the arguments, and then you should be read. So the argument today is this argument that the ancient Egyptians were either black or not, eternally black or not, right? And that argument has a lot of confusion since the last 8 years of my life back then.
This ain't gonna work. Hey, Uncle Reggie, it sound even worse on the phone. I don't know why. Hey, Uncle Reggie, let's try this. You got how many browsers do you got on your phone? You got you got Firefox? Or you just got Google? Yeah, it sound like robotic-y on the phone. So I'm gonna just get you to click the link again. I'm gonna just try. Say it again, Uncle Reggie. You there?
Okay, I apologize. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay, is it clear?
Yeah, it's clear.
Okay, I apologize to the audience. This does sometimes happen. It's never happened like this before. So I'm struggling. So thank you, Super Wavy, for allowing this to happen. All right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So where we are right now is dealing with this question as to whether the ancient Egyptians were black or could they be called black? And the question of does Kemet mean the black land and have nothing to do with the black people, right? Or the African people, depending on how you use it, right? So let's just start here with the big question. The people of the Nile Valley, right? Are they an African population? To the audience, you could put in yes or no. Are they an African population?
To the people, to the audience, are they an African population, the Nile Valley?
Yes or no?
We're gonna say yes, Uncle Reggie.
Okay, great. So if they're African population, right?
Shout out him.
If they are African population, then there's a diversity of skin color. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. All right. There's a diversity of skin color. Okay. So great. So now the question is, reading into Dr. Diop, here's the problem. The problem is, can they be called what did they call themselves? Not what other people call themselves, not what we call them, not what Egyptologists called them. What does the language say that they called themselves?
Themselves. Commit to you.
Okay. Well, they called themselves Kemet. Kemet to you is only in a very, very, very few passages. It's as old as the pyramid text. So throughout the whole time period, we know that at one point they called themselves Kemet to you in the pyramid text, right? But after that, we don't have a whole lot of references on Kemet to you. So we find that they, at only the 10th or 11th dynasty, right, that they began to call themselves Kemet, right? So there are some scholars or people who take it a little bit too far. They take it that they always called themselves Kemet, but they never show any references. And I'm talking about the proponents, right? The proponents, the people that are supposed to be on the side of Africa. I don't want you to be on, I want you to be good scholars. So I want you to know that the pyramid text, right? So we're looking at the 5th dynasty. We see this passage about these as witnesses. Well, it wasn't witnesses. It might have been Neath, where you actually see them talking about Kemet to you, and then you don't see too many passages on Kemet to you, right? So they're happy. They can say the word Kemet to you, right? And they're happy about it, but they very few of them know what the passages are, right? So now, but we find more that they use this word called Kemet. Now, Kemet, there's different types of Kemet. Kemet can mean completion. Kemet can mean black cattle. Kemet could mean what the Egyptologists say, the Egyptians. Well, it really can't mean Egyptians because the word, they never called themselves Egyptians. So the word Egyptians didn't exist at this time period. Is that pretty clear?
Y'all listen up.
Right? So there is a proponent of groups of people that want to say that they called themselves Kemet to you for all time periods. They did not. However, we can start with the word Kem. And the word Kem, we have this great passage from the Winnis Papyrus that says that I am the black ram born of the black sheep, right? Sorry, because my whole computer shut down, so I have to do this from memory. So the king, when it says he is the black ram born of the black sheep. So now we have a passage that the king, who is a human being, is calling himself the black sheep, right? So in this context, the king is calling himself the black ram, like some people call themselves the Black Panther, right? So then that in my work, it says that we need to put on another lens. This is the cattle-human interaction lens. And the sacred cattle is the black cattle, right? So that's why you get, the king says that he is the Sit Kemet, right? Sit Kemet. So Kem is black ram, right? The son of Kemet, right?
the black sheep. So now we know that they are thinking in context of cattle culture. And this cattle culture, there are sacred animals, and the most sacred animals is the happy ankh, which is the black a black bull, right? And we hear other words like Kimware, the great black, right? And then we hear this word called Kemet, which means black cattle. Okay, so now we have an idea of that they're calling themselves black based on a cattle-human interaction. Sound? Does that make sense?
Yes, sir. Like you
Okay.
explained it perfectly when you said how we say Black Panther.
Correct. So now we have an idea that these people, we can track through time these people as they make as they have what you call a black reality. Now their black reality is different than our black reality. So a lot of people who try to analyze the thinking of the ancient Egyptians is using their reality, interposing it on their reality. Now, if you look at their reality, they can very well say that they are related to the Happy Ankh, which is the black bull, the Kimware, which is the great black, right? The Kemet, the black sheep, right? And other sacred animals. So they have a black reality. So if I read the text, I can see that they are calling themselves black people based on their reality, not our reality in America. Right? Now, as far as descriptions is concerned, well, the problem is that anybody who just talks about skin color of the Egyptians, they're feeding into scientific racism. Because they're feeding into the question that Kim or Kemet means a skin color. Obviously, for the ancient Egyptians, as you go through all of the texts related to that, they're not dealing with skin color, they're dealing with Klein. A Klein is an attribute, right? And Kim is an attribute, and the Apis bull or the Happy Ankh has attributes. They are picked because they're splendid. They are beautiful black bulls with particular markings, right? So they are the chosen. So when we think of Kemet in this context, they are talking about a chosen people, sacred, related to cattle. So that answers a lot. That should answer a lot of people's questions about how they think. Now, how we interpret it, what Dr. Diop was basically saying, is that Egyptians were black-skinned. That would be problematic because they are black-skinned, light-skinned. For example, let me ask you a question. Or to the audience, are all Nubians dark? I want to hear what the chat says. I can't see it, but I could feel you.
Most definitely.
Are all Nubians dark?
Most definitely. And Uncle Reggie, is your laptop rebooting still?
It came up, but I'm still not on.
All right.
Wait, hold on, Super Wavy. You said all Nubians are dark skinned?
No. All Nubians are not dark. I was about to re-ask the question for the audience.
Right. Are all Nubians dark skinned?
No, sir.
Right. Okay. Are all ancient Egyptians dark skinned?
No, sir.
Okay. So that should answer the question.
Brother La, Uncle La says no also.
Well, of course. Lot's been in the museum with me, right? So if you go to the passage of the Vizier Hoy, right, who is Tut Ankh-Amun's Vizier, if you go to that, which I can't show it to you yet, you're going to see the only difference between the Nubians and the ancient Egyptians, or so-called Nubians, because that's a fake word,
Right.
and the ancient Egyptians, which is another fake word,
Right.
is their clothing and their shaved heads.
Mm.
That's the only difference between them. Culture.
Right.
I was just listening to what you were saying.
Okay, so Uncle La says the presentation is going to be able to hit different from the scholarly standpoint once Reggie is able to get his computer up, but being able to walk through the museum with him hit different.
Yeah, he's absolutely right. So, but in my verbal conversation, my questions are to you, or they're light-skinned Nubians, and the answer is yes, right? Or some reddish. The answer, red bones, yes. Or some of them lighter, right, than red bones. The answer is yes. Some are some Egyptians dark skin, yes. Or all the Egyptians light skin, no. Or all the Egyptians red, no. Right? Why? Because the further south we can go, we can see darker skinned Africans because of they've been in that area for all their lives, almost all their ancestral lives, and they may be dark. Some of them may be darker because of the exposure to the sun and how that genetically affects that family. But some of them could be lighter, right? So the issue is that we are getting it wrong. And when you hear people say, start arguing these things that Kemet means dark-skinned people, well, we're not all dark-skinned for a variety of different reasons, but we say that we're related to them. So that argument fails, right? Daddy could be dark, mama could be light, right? Daddy could be dark, right? Mama could be red, right? So that's how it works. So that basis of, let's say, Ankh's and the community of skeptics argument, right? And then when I'm arguing, I'm arguing with some members of our group, certainly the ones who don't read the Medu Neter, right? And I don't care what attributes they have on their name or whatever the case, if they can't read the text, right, then they're making a mistake. So what we can only do is go to the textual record.
Right.
That's the only thing that we can do, right? And from the textual record, when the word Kemet comes up, we see this interpretation that they say, the Egyptologists say, it has nothing to do with the people. It has everything to do with the land, right? And they have never proved that Kemet means land. They could. This is my difference between Ankh and community skeptics and Garfield and their experts is that I have never seen any of the experts read a text to show that Kemet means the Black Land. What I do know is that Plutarch has a text, and he's Greek, and he comes up with the concept of the Black Land, and I see Egyptologists coming up from the interpretation of Plutarch, meaning the black land. But let me ask you all this question, right? They say it's the fertile black land. In the 10th and 11th dynasty, what was happening in Egypt at the same time that they were called that the word Kemet, the place name, comes into being, right? With King Keti speaking to Marikari. What was happening in the land? Does anybody know? Can you read from the chat what was happening in the land?
What was
during
happening?
that period?
What was happening in that land, gang?
What was happening in Egypt during that intermediate period? What was happening?
We all okay. So Pan African James says, "What's up, Uncle Reggie, my elder brother?"
My brother, Pan African James. But what was happening during the time period that Kemet rises to be the place name? What was happening? I need to know from especially the Egypt, the people on the black people side.
They can't read the damn text. them fake West African onlys. They can't read the damn text. Go ahead, Uncle Reggie.
They can't read the text, but then on the side of the people who can read the text, which is very, very few, a lot of them on the Magi archers, right? Most of them can read the text. It don't seem like the damn Egyptologists can read the damn text, right? They come up with crazy stuff because they think that we are low level. So they try to gaslight us. You can't gaslight me, can't gaslight Smash, can't gaslight Asar and Ka, can't gaslight
Super Wavy.
Super Wavy, right? But so what we would do is we would give them all the inscriptions, and they stumble when they see the text with the Kemet seated black man and seated man and seated woman. They said, oh, these are the people of the black land. That's what they said. These are the people of the black land. But they never verified that Kemet meant the black land. Then I've had this disastrous conversation with an Egyptologist, and she said the Nuit means land. I had to remind her, you're not talking to a dummy. Nuit does not mean the black land, right? So you can cancel me, you can cancel that. So what's your next argument, right? I said, well, let me remind you that Alexandra Nibby said that it meant the Nuit symbol makes it black city. So how do you feel about that? Are you familiar with that? She was familiar with that. She tried to act like she was, she wasn't. So it doesn't mean black land. The half loaf, Kemet, the half loaf. Does the half loaf mean, which is the T, does that mean land? No, that doesn't mean land, because if they want to say land, they would say Ta. And we have inscriptions that says Ta in Kemet, right? So that fails, right? So that fails. So the T don't mean land, the Nuit don't mean land. So you can't say, when you see the seated man and seated woman, which almost always means people of the black land. But I asked a question earlier, and trying to get closer to streaming right now, is the question that I asked, what was happening in the 10th and 11th dynasty when the name Kemet occurred? So I need that question answered.
My people say they replied to you. They said they are learning right now. They learning from you.
Well, when people pop in their bubble gum,
they seem to they don't seem to be learning. They seem to be telling, huh? When they popping their gums, right?
Right.
So let me help you out. What was happening in the 10th and 11th dynasty was the intermediate period where African people were fighting. And one of the reasons why they were fighting is because the old king, the old king Pepi, the old king Pepi died, but there was something happening climatically, with the climate. And so the Nile wasn't flowing. So in the land, there was no fertile black soil family, right? They were starving and fighting for resources. They couldn't get themselves together, right? And so the king died. They're trying to find another king, and a lot of different things are happening in this time period, right? But I told you earlier that the king had already called themselves the black sheep, the black ram born of the black sheep, right? Had already done that. So we do know that the people at this time used themselves in reference to Kemet. Okay, so let me just see if I can join the stream. I'm not going to put on my camera.
I'm gonna mute my phone, right, and see what happens.
All right.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so now, the Nile wasn't flowing. There was no black. The Nile is called Happy, and Happy is the netter of the Nile, and the river itself is called Itaru, right? It's called Itaru. So what we don't find, now I can see if I can share a screen. So let me pull up a screen. So what we don't find is the fertile black soil at the time that Kemet is becoming a place land. So a researcher would say, then why would they call themselves Kemet? Right? Why would they call the land black land? Does that make sense to you?
You can't be talking about no fertile silk when the motherfucking land was fucked up. Now it was dry.
Exactamundo. Right? You can't gaslight me, play me, because you never looked to see what was happening during the intermediate periods. You can't do that. Right? So you have to come up with some other fanciful argument to help yourself.
Bag up from your mic a little bit, Uncle Reggie. Bag up from your mic a little bit.
Back up from my mic.
All right, you got the flow. Keep going. Keep rolling.
That's
you on the
first.
ball. You on the roll right now.
That's the first. So if the land, and you can listen, you got all the best tools in the world. Google, you got ChatGPT, you got all of that stuff. Don't play me, right? Do not play me with this. Go look up to see Nile flows during the 10th and 11th period dynasty in ancient Egypt. Okay, so don't gaslight me. So if the silt ain't rocking for you, you ain't even seeing no silt. Why are you saying that it's the black silt? You get my point, Super Weighty?
You already know, and we all get your point, Uncle Reggie. You giving it to us direct.
Yeah. So, okay. So let me see this. Let's see if I can put this up.
Juju say shout out to you, Uncle Reggie.
Oh, sweet Juju, how you doing, sister? Right. So I'm certainly love it when the sisters get involved. And Sister Juju went to the museum at the Metropolitan Museum with me and the African Burial Ground. She came all the way to New York just to check to see if Brother Reggie was pseudo. Is my screen sharing?
Yes, sir. Shout out
Oh,
Juju.
so she went to check, and I walked with her during the museum, and you know she's a hardliner when it comes to the the community calling themselves black black people in Egypt. You know, she's a hardliner, right? And so I wasn't there to argue with my good sister. We didn't have that much time, but I managed to show her the diversity of the people that was there, right? So they weren't all dark, right? They weren't all red, right? They were a mixed population, an African population. And I think that helps. So now we go to the scholarly point of view. So I made a major point during the 10th and 11th dynasty when Merikari, who was talking to his heir Keti, who they were nomarchs, and they were fighting the those from Abydos or from Thebes, and they were fighting other groups that was from the south, like Antec and Antefi, right? They were the three nomarchs left, the major ones. Antefi that was in the south, right? Who had control of the so-called Nubians, the Thebians, right? And the Thebians, these people, let me see, the Theban groups of people, these are the people that ultimately would be Mentuhotep's people, right? And then there was the people in the Delta that was the what they called the child of the Nosut, that area. Those three areas, and Keti is from the Delta area. And he is fighting largely the Asiatics. He's the wall against the Asiatic flood into Kemet. So we have three different groups of people, mixed colors, mixed populations, right? But Keti, he is the one who, where in his text we see Kemet with the Nuit sign for the first time, right? So Kemet seemed to be a place prior than the whole land, right? It seemed to be a city, an important city. And we know that it was an important city because we have this text over here. Let's see if I can move this out without. I'm trying to flip through it, and of course, it froze, but I'm gonna get through it. Give me a second. That this text that I'm trying to show you is where Kemet is just a city. So let's just get to here. Let's go find this thing. Okay, there it goes right there. Let's see if it comes up on the screen. Waiting for it to come on the screen. So here's a paper where Alexandra Nibby, she says, she starts off, says, for some years now, I have not been alone in arguing a closer scrutiny of the term Kemet as not meaning simply Egypt and not being equivalent to the term Tameri. The problem of reconciling this term radically is a vast one and will not be accomplished by any one single person. My purpose here is to recall that the problem exists and that we must not continue to ignore it. So Alexandra Nibby is writing this after the UNESCO conference. Then she says, at the other end of the time scale in Ptolemaic times, we find that Kemet written inside the town determinative, the catalog of Ptolemaic signs, so that this was common practice at this time. So you will see Kemet in the context of written within some type of enclosure, which is here, right? Clearly, this idea of enclosure, whether by a town or a fortress, remained associated with Kemet throughout the dynasties. So this helps us understand that Kemet is not the land, but it's a fortress or a town, right? And with Kemet throughout the dynasties, regardless of the passage of time. How can we ignore it? In an effort to understand what is meant by Kemet, we should perhaps try to interpret it as meaning, let's blow this up. How can we ignore it? In an effort to understand what is meant by Kemet, we should perhaps try to interpret it as meaning the Black City, which may be a Trebus or perhaps another town. So now we have this symbol Kemet, right, within a fortress. So now someone like me can go back to the Egyptologists and remind the Egyptologists about Alexandra Nibby, and they cannot gaslight me. They cannot gaslight me, right? So you're not gaslighting me. So Kemet seemed to be a place, right? But not the whole land. Okay, so now we get to some of the text. So from the time of Senwarset, we have him in the Middle Kingdom, right? After Amenemhet, right? We have passages where we see that Kemet has the seated man and seated woman. So this is Kemet.
Blow it up a little bit, Uncle Reggie. All right, appreciate you.
So this is Kemet with the seated man and seated woman. Now, when I go to the translations from UCL, it says Hawi, right? Hawi is, believe it or not, Hawi is how. Hawi translates to how, right? Hawi Kemet, Hawi Kemet, right? And basically it the whole text says they translate it as how the people, the Egyptians, rejoice at the strong arm, for you have protected their traditions. So this is the strong arm, this is the strong arm that has protected, right? And this over here is their traditions, right? So now they have the nerve to call Kemet the people. Here, they're not calling it the land. Now, on the next line in this text, not the next line, but somewhere they go ENF. Anybody who reads the Meta Necha, Sister Juju can read the Meta Necha, so she knows I'm not gaslighting. La knows some Meta Necha, so he will say I'm not gaslighting.
Hey, I need everybody out there to screenshot this right here. Everybody out there screenshot this. Uncle Reggie is putting it down. Go ahead, Uncle Reggie.
So over here, this is ENF, right? ENF, which is basically he has come, right? And then is Hek, NF, he has ruled. And then it says Kemet. The same damn Kemet that's over here, right, is over here. And then it says Erday, NF, right? Deseret, F. So it's basically he has come, he has ruled. They say now this Kemet now is the black land and has placed the red land, the Deseret, on his horns or in its midst, however you want to translate that. But my point is This Kemet is the Egyptians, according to them. This same glyph is now the Black Land, right? So how could that be? Then this other one says the same thing, E and F, and then it's sunk, S-unk, causative. So he has come, and then NF, he has come, and he's given Egypt. Now it's Egypt. So over here, this is Egyptians. Over here, it's the Black Land, and over here, it's just Egypt. And that's just damn wrong. So that means that they're not sure. So if the Egyptologists are not so sure, so how could these people arguing that Kemet only means the Black Land be?
So how could a damn Ngozi be sure? How could a damn Sheffrin be sure? How could a damn Concrete Corey be sure? How could a damn Sosa be sure? How could any of you goddamn pseudos be sure? You ain't reading the fucking text.
Well, that's I'm not gonna call my brothers and stuff names because I work with them on this and I respect their position, but I have a lane and it's proper. So for them, this is gobbledygook. For me, this is language, right? For Sarkar, this is language. For Smash Rockwell, this is language, right? For them, they have to go to the experts. They're experts. Who can talk to me about this, right? I challenge any of their experts. Tell them all, bring your experts.
Bring them out.
And have a conversation with me. Now, to their credit, I was on a particular platform, and that in these platforms, we were beefing like in the intermediate period. And so the platform that I was on, it was problematic if I went on to the platforms that they was beefing on back and forth. So I did not want to get into that, but now I'm free. So now I'm free to get into a conversation. Now, let me tell you why all of this is problematic. This is problematic because of this text right here in Abkua. And this is around the 6th dynasty. And there is this festival that is going on. And in this festival, there is this word, these groups of words right here. Okay, so this group of word over here, which is Hesh, Kim, right? And then there's a Necher symbol, right? And then it's Nehem, Necher. And then there is this Ma, and then there is a man. So basically in the language it's saying praising Kim, the Netter, and following the Netter, right? And following that Netter. So here, Kim is a whole Netter. He's a whole Netter. So the question is, right, does it seem to have more bearing that Kim is related to this Netter, right, rather than the goddamn black soil, where in these periods the Nile wasn't coming frequently, so it's causing problems farming. It was causing problems with eating. It was even causing problems with the cattle. Water wasn't coming. And so Egypt was in kind of chaos. Say that maybe Kim, the root Kim, has rather than some damn black soil. So what is the chat saying before I go on? I'll give you the whole passage. Let me give you the whole passage. My computer's freezing. Where is it at? Sorry, I'm trying to find my. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. We can hear you, Uncle Reggie.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. We can hear you. Yeah, you hear me?
Okay. So now I'm trying to get the passage. Emily, yeah, wow. Cedric and Juju, because they're my family. I want to know, am I making sense, or if they're having any problems with what I'm saying? Any problems that Cedric or Juju has with me with what I am saying? Please let me know. Why? Wow. This my screen unfreezes.
All right, you hear me, Uncle Reggie?
Hello?
Yeah, you hear me? You hear me? You hear me, Uncle Reggie?
I hear you. So I'm waiting.
All right, so hold up. So Pan-African James says they say Africans didn't know black as a descriptive before non-African influence. Well, in 1857, Charles Darwin stated this about Zulus. One of the titles of the Zulu king is "You Who Are Black."
Read that back to me because my computer is freezing.
All right. You can hear me good?
So say it again.
Okay, so Pan-African James says, you hear me, Uncle Reggie?
Yes.
Okay, Pan-African James says, they say Africans didn't know black as a descriptive before non-African influence. Well, in 1857, Charles Darwin stated this about the Zulus. One of the titles of the Zulu king is "You Who Are Black."
Okay, so he's arguing with them
about black as a descriptive before the slave trade.
Okay, so remember, we all translate words, and so Pan-African James is correct. So the word that he's using in Zulu would be probably translated to black, and so he's arguing with them, saying that they didn't use the word for people as a description.
You there, Uncle Reggie?
Descriptive as being, yes. Hello?
All right, yeah, go ahead. You got the flow. Sound like you had fell off or broke up.
Yeah, I can do it. Huh? Can you hear me? Okay, still.
Oh, no, you good. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, I don't have a problem with my brother Pan-African James, but I do have a problem with people like Asar and Ujawu, that they will always want to go out and do their pseudo-linguistics and go find ideas in other places, language in other places to make the point of Egypt. Well, I don't do that. I go into what we call Kemet and go find the passages in the land, because I believe, which they don't, that the Meta Necha has been deciphered and has been translated, but they don't believe that. So they believe that when they want to make their points, it wasn't translated, it wasn't deciphered, so we can go to some other African language to show some other population and say what.
You breaking up, Uncle Reggie.
What they mean, right?
We waiting on you, Uncle Reggie. Hey, man, like, share, and subscribe. We got the OG in the goddamn building dropping this knowledge, reading this hieroglyphs, reading the meta netta. It's on the wall, goddammit. You there, Uncle Reggie? It's on the wall, goddammit. You can't read the goddamn language. We tired of hearing this black soot. They was talking about the bitterman, the black soot. Nah, they was referencing the black bull. You ain't go. They referencing that black bull because they was black. They knew what black was. The damn bull was dark. They knew that they was that. Different shades of that, but that. Let me know when you there, Uncle Reggie. Oh, this for where the hell is Chef at? I heard Chef. Did Chef pass away? Did Chef and L pass away? That damn Black Egypt hate got his ass somewhere goddamn cutting hair after 9 o'clock. Get it together, Chef. You goddamn taxing my people $100 for haircuts. Get your shit together, Chef. Ain't nobody gonna be out here taxing my goddamn people to cut their hair $100. And you don't, and you can't even read it. You can't even read the goddamn language. And you got the nerve to fuck up the pseudo killers and beef with Baltimore Bobby, nigga that brought you in, biting the hand that feeds you. Keep cutting hair. Stay off of YouTube. I ain't seen your ass. Where you been at, nigga? You took a hiatus, nigga. Is you in the hospital? Black Egypt all goddamn day. I be waiting on Uncle Reggie. He say his computer has froze up, but he putting it in your goddamn face. They didn't identify themselves with no white bull. They didn't identify themselves with a white cow or a white bird. They didn't identify themselves with no goddamn white lamb. They identify themselves with a black bull, black apis, goddamn bird, black bird, nigga, everything black. They knew what the fuck was going on. Only you goofy niggas is talking about the silt. Oh, it was because of the dirt. Get your goofy ass out of here talking about some dirt. You got Uncle Reggie and this motherfucker setting the record straight. Kim can be used as a determinative. KM in the hieroglyphs in the metanoeta can be used as a determinative. That's fact. Let me put the alright, Uncle Reggie look like his computer is frozen. I might have to call him real quick. It froze on you.
Yeah.
Say it again.
I apologize about the Super Bowl.
You good, Uncle Reggie.
All right. So what are they saying? What is the chat saying?
The chat. We got a little background going on where now the chat is agreeing with you, but they just having little arguments about Kim as a descriptive or was black used before slavery.
Okay, but that ain't got nothing.
Nah.
All right. So you can open up the chat and I could try to listen and I'm gonna try to get in.
Right? All right, that'll work.
All right.
All right, man. Let me go and drop this link. You know what I'm saying? You know, Uncle Reggie is a role warrior and a home team warrior. This is goddamn home team. This is home game over here. So be respectful. You know what I'm saying? We respect our ancestors over here. You know what I'm saying? As a black man, you know what I'm saying? A lot of us ain't living to be 30. As a black man, a lot of us ain't living to be 30. You know what I'm saying? So we respecting our ancestors. We respecting our elders for the simple fact that we know how hard it is out here. You know what I'm saying? So I just dropped that link off in. Did I drop the link? All right, I just dropped that link off in the chat. You know what I'm saying? For anybody that want to come up on, Uncle Reggie will be back. Let me read some of these comments. All right. Okay, my boy Uncle Hercules says, not true. Dr. Cambone has proven this by the text where they called themselves black, like the Apis bull. There were many texts referring to themselves as black. Oh yeah, y'all both on the same page. Pennack and James, my point is they were still venerating black in 1857. Uncle Hercules says, yes, he showed it. I find it funny that motherfuckers won't talk to Cambone directly. Y'all can go to .com and talk to him directly. All right, Uncle James say, I personally, that's what I was saying. Y'all both on the same page. I personally don't disagree with Cambone. All right, Uncle Hercules says, it was actually both, meaning black land and black people. It's an African thing. All right, and Uncle La says, there's a whole lot more who can't read. I'm happy I was given a blueprint on how to study and read at the same time. That's a fact. That's a fact, Uncle La. That's a fact. Hey, man. Shout out to everybody in the building. Like, share, and subscribe. Tell a friend, tell a friend. You know what I'm saying? Black power up in this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? We is holding it down for the people. We is holding it down for our people. It was something that Uncle Shaka, I was watching a video by Uncle Shaka Amos, and he was basically talking about how in the Paleolithic period, and a lot of these times, the weather that you see right now in Egypt and the Saharan Desert, back in those days, the weather was different. And just because Sahara is a desert right now, 1,000 years ago, 2,000 years ago, 3,000, 4,000 years ago, that motherfucker was abundant, flowing like a mother super Sahara. You know what I'm saying? So it's more so like you'll get these black white people or these house niggas be talking about nah bro, North Africans or Arabs. You gotta understand them goddamn invaders just came in there yesterday. Just came in there during your fake biblical times. You know what I'm saying? We gotta start learning our goddamn history. You know what I'm saying? We gotta start looking at the culture. Like Uncle Reggie said, the only thing different from an Egyptian, which is a fake word, and a Nubian, which is a fake word, is they hairstyles, meaning the Egyptians was shaving their head, and the clothes that they was wearing. Meaning them goddamn Nubians was rocking motherfucking cheetahs, lions, and all exotic animals. And the Egyptians, you know what I'm saying, was more modest. You know what I'm saying? They was more, you know what I'm saying, rocking the white. You know what I'm talking about? The goddamn Nubians, nigga, we walk around that bitch with a tiger on, nigga. You know what I'm talking about? We posing for pictures with a tiger on. Them goddamn Egyptians, they was more modest, you know what I'm saying? They probably just had some goddamn drawers on, goddamn me. But hey man, that's how the game was going on. The only thing was different was the culture. And the same way today, how it ain't no one way to be black. We'll even let a motherfucker that we know mix pass for black just because, like Drake, we'll let a motherfucker that we know mix pass for black just because they culturally accept it. You know what I'm saying? And so it ain't no one way to be black. The same way in America, we got light-skinned blacks and dark-skinned blacks. That's the same way we got to look at the Egyptians. Ain't no one way to be motherfucking black. All right, my bad. We got Uncle Reggie and Pan African James back in the building. What's up, OGs?
Okay, I apologize.
It looks like, am I still in the back? Hello?
No, yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. Peace, brother Reggie. Peace, Sean.
Peace. Go ahead, Uncle Reggie.
So the problem with the Paleolithic period, until we got language, we can only look at artwork. So once we have language, then people are saying, I don't care what anybody who is saying who is not reading the text. I don't know what you think. I care about what the text say, right? I don't, outside of the region, I don't care about what other groups of people are saying. direct. I care, but not in the context when I'm arguing. What text do we have that make out Kemet, Kem, and Kemet to you? And what do those texts say? So I apologize that my system tonight, for whatever reason, is not working. So
Blame Chef, blame Sosa, blame all you goddamn pseudos for fucking up Uncle Reggie internet tonight. All you damn pseudos. What's up, Uncle James?
Oh, nothing much, man. I was just really coming in to clarify, because that was what was going on with King Hercules or whatever's going on. I don't understand how he was confused about what I was saying. Seemed like you got it directly on point. I was really talking about the argument of the people, like Unc and them, that say that the Africans had no idea about their blackness prior to European influence, which you stated beautifully. It's not in contention with what Brother Reggie's saying. Brother Reggie's talking about 3,000 years ago. But I find it awful funny that you can get all the way up to the 1800s, and these people are still venerating black and saying that the title of the king is this. Watch this, Sean. I don't know.
All right.
If my screen can
so can you put anybody on that wants to argue?
Maybe not.
Can you put
maybe this platform, man? Because that's
no.
crazy.
I don't.
I'm trying to share my screen, but it's not letting me. Maybe it'll share in a second. Can you hear me still?
Yeah. This you on your laptop, right?
No, I'm on a desktop, so it shouldn't matter.
It should just them three buttons.
But it might be just this type of what you call it. I notice when I come on it, I have a little lag when I first get on.
You good. It should let you share your screen. Dr. Reggie just got through sharing his screen.
Yeah, I use the same platform. I don't need.
All right, we gotta get Uncle Reggie an iPhone. That's the first thing we gotta do. We gotta get Uncle Reggie an iPhone, and then that goddamn Harlem internet. We gotta get Uncle Reggie some Xfinity or some goddamn. All right, go ahead, Uncle James. Is letting you share your screen?
Can you see it?
No,
I can't see it now.
Did you click the three dots and then share screen?
It ain't no audio or nothing like that. I just click share screen, but maybe I should come back because I wanted to share.
Maybe this is what you do: unshare your screen, then share it again. All right, here go Uncle Reggie. Hey, I'm sorry about that, Uncle Reggie, man. I'm sorry about that, Uncle Reggie. It ain't your fault, Uncle Reggie. I'm sorry about that. But Uncle James, unshare your screen, then share it again, and click that red dot where it say live with restream.
Oh, really? Hold on. Let me. I'll be right back, man, because I don't know what's
I just told you.
I'll be right back. Yeah, I got you, but hold on. Just give me a second.
All right, Uncle Reggie, you there? Man, we get some. All right, you there, Uncle? Uncle Reggie fell off. All right. Uncle Reggie want to smoke. Uncle Reggie last words was, bring somebody on that's disagreeing with me. And he also asked Uncle Sid and Aunt Juju, if y'all disagree with him, say something now, forever hold your peace. I think we all up in this motherfucker learning from the OG. You know what I'm saying? We ain't trying to be contentious. We want OG to drop his heat out. But we definitely got to get OG an iPhone. Definitely got to get OG an iPhone. Got to get him a goddamn Walmart iPhone. You know what I'm saying? Something that's be compatible with this streaming software. This streaming software is on some AI type shit. You got to be popping silky ass off of here.
Okay, so I think tonight is the platform for whatever reason.
Right.
But I was hoping to get from the audience something definitive about uh, when they mean Kemet. What do they what they mean on their screen? And anybody that wants to argue that it means black land, I want them to argue with me with a source. I'll tell you the source is Plutarch, which is a Greek source, a person who did not speak the Medu Neter, who didn't understand the culture, right?
Mm.
Um, I want someone to get up there and say that it means the black.
God damn, man. Let me call Uncle Reggie. All right, next time he come back on, I'm just tell him to call me. Hey man, powerful bills only. I wanted Uncle James to come back here and lay down the law. I know Uncle James got some smoke too. Uncle James definitely with the Magi Archer. Shout out Smash Rockwell. Shout out Uncle Saw M. Cop. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to all my goddamn Black Egypt brothers. All right, you on your laptop?
Now I'm back on my laptop. So,
All right.
so what I was hoping for, is that anybody who wants to argue that it means black land, I want you to show, not regurgitate, not to be on somebody's team, and I'm not trying to be facetious or nasty. I need anybody who wants to say that Kemet means the black land and not black people, get on a panel and show the people in any Egyptian text that Kemet means black land or riparian land or anything in a passage in a text. And that's
All
what I'm asking. If you can't do that, then you're just religious. Meaning that you have a prophet, right, called an Egyptologist, who you like, who you believe in, who thinks going to carry your water. But with me, I'm not interested in your prophet, right? I'm just interested in just good arguments, because I've already showed you that if you Google the 10th and 11th, and I'll at least try to do that, and let's go to a website, a chat GPT, and let's ask what was happening in the 10th and 11th dynasty, right, as far as the Nile floods. So can you still hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so let's see if I can do that, at least, instead of showing my presentation. And I'm so sorry I messed up your show, but I think I got.
You ain't mess up nothing, Uncle Reggie. You ain't mess up nothing. You sound good.
I need them to show me them worshiping a mud god, a black silk god, right, or any other fanciful arguments that they have.
You niggas
Right?
trying to make dirt magical. You niggas trying to make the damn soil magical. Cut that goofy shit out. Why would we worship a goddamn black bull if we ain't look at ourselves like that color? Why we ain't worship a white bull? Cut it out.
Yeah. So what we did, we create these netter concepts, or based on our images, and ain't no God talking. It's just a human trying to communicate with people, and sometimes they go too damn far.
Right.
They just go too damn far. So let's go to the chat GPT that I want to use, because it has all the models, and I want to, is my screen sharing?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so tell me about the flowing of the Nile in the 10th through 12th dynasties where the place name Kemet occurred. Okay, so let's just see this, because when you're arguing these points, you have to look at all the data, and you can't ignore what was happening on the ground, right? Okay. Okay. So they're going to first talk about the Nile, right? Okay. But I wanted to know about the flowing of the Nile. So this is the period tense, the 10th dynasty occurrences between, right, which I was talking about because it's an intermediate period, the 11th dynasty, 12th dynasty. But I want to talk about the daggone Nile, right? Okay, agriculture, fertile soils from the inundation, spark stable growth, wheat and violet, right? Summary. Okay, so let's go over here. Okay, so they do the fertile silt argument. Okay, no problem. But now I gotta ask another question, right? Why was there famine during, misspelled that, but they're going to spell it for me, in the 10th through 12th dynasty? Was the Nile flowing properly? So let's get to this point. Okay, so now I have to ask it a direct question. Okay. So here's your answer. During the 10th to 12th dynasties of ancient Egypt, famines occurred due to fluctuations in the annual flooding of the Nile, which was critical for sustaining agriculture. While the Nile generally flowed properly during this period, variations in its inundation levels, either too low or too high, had severe consequences for food production. So now we know that during this time period, the Nile was not predictable. It caused political instability, right? Egypt was, and then coupled with the fact that there was instability in the Nile, there was storage and distribution issues, right? The Nile flooding cycle was generally predictable, but not perfectly consistent. All right. So now I'm going to ask, so how does this defeat the thinking in this period where Egyptologists say that Kemet means black? I know you want to do the silt thing. Black fertile soil of the land. So how does this defeat the thinking in this period where Egypt was there were problems with the fertile soil? So let's see what the search engine says. Okay. Okay. Okay, the notion that Kemet referred to the black land due to the fertile soil deposited on the Nile was challenged by evidence of agricultural difficulties and famines during the 10th and 12th dynasties, while the term Kemet was historically associated with the black silt left by the Nile inundation period. Disruptions in flood levels revealed that fertility was not always consistent or reliable, right? So now, what I am making this argument is that Egypt is in utter chaos because of political instability and food shortages because of the Nile not flooding, right? So I am poking holes into the fact that why are you calling it? It's not in good times. Why are you calling it? Why are you calling it the black land based on the soil when at the time that this was happening, right? It's not clear, conclusive. So then they say the concept of Kemet as representing consistently fertile soil is complicated by historical evidence of famines and environmental challenges during the periods like the 10th and the 12th dynasties. And this is the period in which we see the word, while the Nile silt enriched Egypt's land, its variability caused significant disruptions to agriculture, calling into question a simplistic association between Kemet and unchanging fertility. Instead, Kemet may have carried broader symbolic meanings tied to renewal, identity, and culture cohesion. So boom, I just destroyed this fertile soil BS because I picked the same period in which Kemet was being called the black land, but the land wasn't black at this time period.
And it definitely say identity. For the slow people in the back, do we need to look up what identity mean? Go ahead, Uncle Reggie.
So now, okay, so you say Kemet may have been associated with broader symbolic meanings, right? Explain all of the other meanings Kemet may have been associated with. I'm doing this for you religious people who believe in a mud god. All right. So okay. So I'm asking a search engine. Anybody can ask these search engines the same prompts, and there you go. Okay. So there you go. So it says, watch this. The most widespread interpretation is that Kemet refers to the fertile black soil deposited by the annual inundation, right? However, scholars like Italy have questioned the association, citing linguistic inconsistencies with the gender of the term for earth, which is Ta, and Kemet, suggesting that it may not refer to soil. The people of Egypt, check out the Deb, argued that Kemet referred to the people of Egypt themselves as black or Negroes. So we know that, right? So
shout out to OG Sheikh and to Diop.
Symbolism of blackness. Blackness in ancient thought was associated with fertility, resurrection, and rebirth. The color symbolized renewal, possibly tied to the fertile soil, but also extended to a broader cultural and spiritual context, such as the afterlife and cyclical regeneration. The hieroglyph for Kim, sometimes depicted as char wood or night, symbolizing completion or endings, which could be a metaphor of represents renewal. Sacred associations. So now we get into some interpretations connect Kemet to sacred animals and deities. For instance, Kemetu, related to Kemet, refers to sacred black cattle, particularly associated with Apis bull, which was revered in Egyptian religious practices. Who's the source for that? Oh, the source is me. Synchronism, a means and method of accurately translating Kemet, right? So I'm the source. I'm the source. The sacred dimension suggests that blackness had divine connotations tied to rituals and theology, right? political and geographical. So they go through all the different things, right? But one thing is that it is, if you are expert, which they say I am not, but their experts are wrong. So that makes me the expert, because and all the experts go back and say it's the black land. But I'm saying, why would Kemet be important during the time of famine? So their experts have a,
Let's read their
say what?
conclusion.
Say what?
Let's read their conclusion.
The term Kemet carries layered meanings that go beyond association with fertile soil. Full stop. It represents not only the physical characteristics of Egypt, but also its people, cultural identity, spiritual beliefs, political unity, and dualistic worldview. While there were issues with agriculture fertility during certain periods, those challenges do not negate the broader symbolic significance of blackness in ancient Egyptian thought. Instead, they highlighted how Kemet encapsulated a complex interplay of geography, culture, and ideology.
See, Uncle Reggie, you know what they always want you to do? Let's
What?
read the ending. Let's read the what is the conclusion? Where you just heard the damn conclusion, slap all y'all pseudos in the face.
Right. So then I can ask another question, right? Okay. So I'm gonna ask another question. Okay. In the article, Sacred Soils of Ancient Egypt, we find that priests in relationships to the deities that they worshipped used soils other than the black soil, right? How does this defeat the notion that Kemet only meant black fertile soil? Let's see. Why? Because I study the subject. I know the subject. I know the meta nature, and I also know the culture. So don't F with Brother Reggie, right? Because I'm gonna ask a better question, and because I got Super Wavy on, I'm not gonna be interrupted and gaslighted, right? And just because they get a little scared. So the findings in the article Sacred Soils of Ancient Egypt challenge the notion that Kemet exclusively meant black fertile soil by demonstrating that priests and temples associated with various deities used soils other than the Nile's black alluvial soil for their religious practice and temple establishment. This evidence suggests that Kemet had broader meanings beyond agriculture, fertility, and soil type. I hope you know. I hope you know. I see dead people.
Screenshot that.
I see.
Hey, everybody, screenshot that.
I see dead people, right? The study documents that different deities were associated with distinct types of soils, such as mollisols for Isis and Osiris, that's the dark soil, alpha sols for Horus and Hathor, right? And fluvents for Ptah and Sekhmet. These soils were chosen for their symbolic, realistic or symbolic significance rather than the agricultural fertility alone. For example, mollisols supported mixed farming, while alpha sols were linked to dry woodlands, right? Ritual and cosmological importance. The Ethu inscriptions describe a prehistoric soil classification tied to the creation myths of tannin, which various paylands emerged from the primeval waters. These paylands represented distinct sacred domains, each endowed with special powers for the temple foundation. But what they're not saying is that the tannin soil was black soil, right? Fertile soil. The classification highlights the original points of diverse soil types. So now how they die at their sword is just like African skin color is diverse. African soil usage in Egypt is diverse, right? So they die at their sword, right? So now, right? Now watch this. Watch this question, right? Mabry argues that Kemet is associated with cattle culture, which is much more important to the history of the land
Then some damn dirt.
as they venerate sacred black cattle. Discuss the pros and cons of Mabry's thinking. Because nobody agrees with me. That's what they say. Did you write that, Reggie? Nobody agrees with you, right? See what ChatGPT says. So I'm Mabry. Everybody knows that I'm Mabry, right? So Mabry's asking a question about how the ancient Egyptians really failed. Mabry's argument that Kemet associated with cattle culture, sacred black cattle, provides an intriguing perspective of ancient identity and religious practices. This interpretation emphasizes the culture, spiritual, and symbolic significance of the cattle in Egyptian society, rather than solely focus on agricultural connotations, as Kemet is the black fertile soil, right? So here is pros of Mabry's arguments. Let's look at my pros. Evidence from archaeological sites show the cattle were deeply integrated in early Egyptian mortuary practices, with cattle burrows accompanying human interments across Upper Egypt and Nubia. This underscores the importance of Egypt's belief system. Sacred cattle such as the Apis bull were venerated as divine manifestations of gods like Ptah and Osiris, symbolizing fertility and renewal. So it was the bull, not the soil, that they're concerned about on the land. This suggests that cattle was not only economic access, but also the spiritual symbols tied to Egyptian identity. Synchronism between humans and cattle maybe highlights the symbolic associations between humans and cattle and Egyptian. Oh shit, ChatGPT knows a lot about Reggie, where people refer to as the cattle of God, because the people were referred to as the cattle of God. So that's human cattle associations. And the king was likened to a black ram or black sheep. The syncretism reinforces the idea that Kemet could represent a broader cultural identity tied to sacred black animals, like the Black Panther today in our culture. But for them, it was the black cattle, the Apis bull, the Minerva's bull, or the Bacchus bull. So watch this, the Apis bull culture date back to the first dynasty and continued through the Ptolemaic periods. The sustained reverence for sacred bulls demonstrate their enduring significance. Bulls were seen, or alternative interpretations of Kemet. By associating Kemet with sacred black cattle, rather than solely sacred black soil, maybe expands the term's meaning to encompass Egypt's spiritual worldview. This interpretation aligns with Afrocentric perspective that view Kemet as representing both the people and the cattle. Now, cons of Mabry's argument: limited linguistic evidence. While Mabry connects Kemet to sacred black cattle, linguistic evidence for association is less direct compared to the interpretations linking Kemet to black soil or black-skinned people. Okay, right? The hieroglyphs of Kemet do not explicitly reference cattle or pastoral. Now watch that. You see that right there? So now Reggie is mad. So Reggie is saying, I disagree. Ray, I disagree. In the rock of Mir, right? Cattle, black cattle is attested. in relationships to humans. Also, in your earlier response, you brought up Winnis and being the sacred black ram born of the Kemet black sheep, right? You also bought up
They didn't
the
piss
Acre
Chat
bull.
GPT pissed Uncle Reggie off, y'all.
You also brought up the black bull and its association, right, with a cult of humans, right? Please rethink your before this. You claim there is limited linguistics, but these points show direct attestations, and to fix your point, show me any direct linguistic evidence that the Egyptians showed Kemet related to black soil. One, audience, I got college. Two, I know my subject. Three, I know the weaknesses. Now let's see what they say. Let's be fair. I'm just disagreeing, right? So now, yeah, okay. So now they're saying it hinges on linguistic and contextual evidence. So here is an analysis, right, of it. So let's go through here. Come on, don't waste our time, right? These determinatives strongly suggest a connection to agricultural land. Okay, it says Gardner's N23 represents canals or irrigated land. Who's the source for this? Asar Imhotep.
Ah,
Right? Watch this, right? Okay, so we got to follow the sources, right? So the 049 often use a Kemet symbolizes cultivated land. Okay, who's the source? Asar Imhotep, right?
this nigga.
Okay, watch this. Duality of black and red lands, right? Kemet the black land, Deseret the red land. Okay, fine. See, I know this, right? The Rosetta Stone reference, all right? And then we get to Plutarch, right? Now watch what I say to them. Okay, so absence of determinatives, alternative interpretations, evidence of Kemet's association with sacred cattle, right? In texts like those in Mir and the pyramid, sacred black cattle are directly linked to humans in ritual context. So now they're agreeing with me, all right? So then I'm not finished. The Kemet to you, meaning sacred black cattle, appears authoritative context such as pyramid texts, supporting Mabry's argument. Syncretism in Egyptian religion, right? Broader. So, okay, so now, so it says absence of explicit color determinative D3 weakens direct connections between black and soil, supported by determinants indicated cultivated land, right? On barren land. Okay, so I got that. So we got all the comparisons, right? Then they got the nerve to put in freaking Plutarch, who's not even an Egyptian, right? So now here's my next prompt. Okay, direct attestations. Let's do this. Kemet to you, sacred black cattle, Kemet to you and humans in religious texts like the pyramid text. Cons for cattle culture interpretation, limited linguistic evidence that ties Kemet to cattle culture outside ritual context. Okay, I don't. Okay, so that's fine. Outside of ritual context, but the question wasn't. The question is, why would they call themselves black people? Or and I have always said that they're cattle in their cattle situation, so I don't mind that. Blackness is pros for cattle culture interpretation. Blackness symbolizes fertility, reunion, divinity, applicable to both cattle and humans. Cons may overemphasize cattle culture at the expense of other apps. I may do that. Okay, so they say. But let's get to the conclusions. While there is linguistic evidence, linking Kemet to black soil through determinatives for cultivated land. That's a saw now, right? So now I'm mad. Right? I asked you directly for direct attestations, right? For Kemet and the soil, right? You did not deliver that. In addition, the N23, N36 glyphs are not the most prominent determinatives for Kemet, right? In this context, it could be bitter or black lakes, not the land or the people. Now, put this in context with the Kemet glyph, with the seated man and seated woman, right? That's one. So let's see what it says. So I do this all the time. This is how I use ChatGPT, right? I argue with it. Okay? So now I'm forcing it, because I ain't no dummy, and I'm not going to let ChatGPT talk to me like a dummy. So now I want to know, Kemet is written with seated man, A1 and B2 determinatives, right? What it got to say? Got me all messed up. All right? It explicitly refers to collectivity of people. So, FU, in Egyptian grammar, these determinatives are used to indicate human groups, emphasize that Kemet in this context refers to black people or the people of Kemet. Boom. Right? Congratulations. Where's my bomb drop? Next, instead of referring to soil or agriculture, Egyptians often use determinatives for cultivated fields, which are not exclusive to Kemet. These glyphs could also apply to irrigated areas or even bitter lakes, as you pointed out. You freaking agreed with me, sucker. Try to gaslight me, right? But you can't gaslight me, right?
Don't play with them.
So it could, with land-related determinants, intuitively, it could refer to irrigated or cultivated land, right? With seated man and woman, it clearly denotes people. In religious, it's sometimes in association with sacred black cattle. Lack of direct attestations of soil. While many scholars theorize that Kemet refers to black soil due to its connection to fertile Nile Valley, there is no direct linguistic evidence explicitly linking Kemet to soil. The association is inferred from geographical descriptions and duality between the black land Kemet and the red land Deseret, right? So you fail, right? Contextualizing sacred black cattle, right? Okay, so now I got them in the chokehold, right? A1B1 refers to people, right? Kemet is said it to be black people or people of Kemet. That's a circular argument because they never said what Kemet was. So now I'm going to checkmate them. So let me think about how I want to checkmate them, right? Since there is no direct attestation or meaningful one in text for black soil, and is black soil ever directly mentioned, then whose argument, Mabry's or Asar in the text argument on Kemet carries more weight, right? Also, tell me if the Egyptologists that they rely on are creating a semantic fallacy in saying that Kemet means black soil or riparian lands. And after this,
after this, we're gonna get up out of here. We're gonna close the goddamn show because we don't need to go no further.
Nobody agrees with Brother Reggie. Okay, that's fine. Brother Reggie got a goddamn journal article, a single source journal article, right? The debate over the meaning of Kemet centers on whether it refers to black soil or black people, with scholars like Reginald Mabry and so challenging the traditional view that Kemet refers to black soil. The evidence suggests that the argument of Kemet as black soil lacks direct textual attestations, while the interpretations offered by Mabry, all right, in Imhotep carry more weight due to their focus on linguistic culture and context. Below, I will assess their arguments and address whether Egyptologists are engaging in semantic fallacy. Mabry, direct attestations, all right, black rams, black cattle, the Association of Humans for Sacred Black Cattle, Unis is the black ram, supports the idea of Kemet, refers to cultural identity tied to blackness, encompassing both people and their spiritual symbol. Symbolic blackness. Mabry emphasizes that blackness in Egyptian thought symbolized fertility, divinity, and renewal. The symbol uses extends beyond the soil to encompass sacred black people. Strengths of arguments may be arguments supported by direct textual evidence linking Kemet to sacred cattle, and humans making it more robust than speculative interpretations about soil. Asar's in linguistic analysis, Kemet does not refer to soil or land, but to a collectivity identity of people. But he does not. He thinks it's soil, so they made a mistake. He critiques the lack of determinatives for color D3 in reference to Kemet, which would be expected if it refers specifically to black soil. He also examines determinatives like the seeded man A1, which indicate human collectives rather than geographical figures. Okay, so he may do that, but it means riparian land, people of the riparian land. Imhotep situates Kemet with a broader African cultural framework, organization that reflects social territory collectively rather than geographical soil. Strengths of argument, Imhotep's focus on determinism and linguistic consistency strengthens the position as directly addresses the grammatical structure of Kemet Egyptian text. Critique of black soil interpretation. Here goes. Lack of direct attestation.
Lack of what?
Oh, direct attestations. There's no direct textual evidence explicitly stating that Kemet refers to black soil. While some scholars infer the meaning from the contrast between Kemet, black land, and desert red land, this interpretation is speculative. F.U. Egyptologists. Determinatives like N23, irrigated land, or 049, inhabited land, are often cited in support of this view, but these glyphs do not explicitly denote soil, color, or fertility. They could equally refer to irrigatable or cultivated land without implying blackness. Okay, that's Asarnim and Fuma's argument. Gender's inconsistencies. Scholars like Italy has pointed out gender mismatches between Ta, the Egyptian word for land, which is masculine, and Kemet, which is feminine. This inconsistency undermines the idea that Kemet refers specifically to soil or land, right? by grammar. Semantic fallacy. Egyptologists who support that Kemet means black soil may be committing a semantic fallacy by conflating homographs, Kem meaning black, with contextual meanings unrelated to color. For example, a place name like Kemware, Great Black, in regions such as the Delta are unlikely to refer to soil color, but may denote other symbolic or practical features. Game over. Mabry's arguments or Saw's arguments, right? Strands, right? Mabry, direct textual attestations linking blackness, Kem to sacred and humans, right? Saw's detailed linguistic analyst critique of determinatives used for Kemet, right? Weaknesses, left emphasis on linguistic determinatives for place names like Kemet. Does not, so Saw does not address symbolic uses of blackness in religious contexts as deeply. Strong, overall weight strong due to cultural and religious attestation supporting symbolic. Saw strong due to linguistic rigor, challenging speculative interpretations of soil. The arguments presented by Mabry and Saw, OTAP. No, but mind you, okay, so what about the Egyptologists committing sorry, it's getting late. Committing if I spelled it wrong, semantic fallacy, and if a SAR has no direct attestations, right, but linguistic arguments not found in the text, how can you rate that as being strong? This is creating a, let's say, this is creating Egyptian, a Nile Valley concept that is not found in the text. Please explain this as a damn problem. Show that this type of methodology is scientific rather than pseudo ideas to dismiss the black reality of the people and its culture. Sorry, I write better than I talk. So now, Super Wavy, can you put up my Cash App? Hello? Hello? Is anybody there?
You hear me, Uncle Reggie?
Now I hear you. Can you put on my Cash App? It's dollar
Yes.
Reginald Mabry. People, I was gonna do this on my show. Super Wavy called me. I'm gonna take this show and cut it up and put it up on my page, if that's all right with Super Wavy.
Oh, you know you good. $ Reginald Mabry.
$ Reginald REGINALD Mabry. Please, people, support my research. Support Brother Reggie. Buy me lunch. I mean, I'm not trying to gaslight you. I'm not even really trying to teach you. I'm just trying to show you examples of my work. If you have better examples, put it up. But the Egyptologists that you worship, They die right now. They dying. The issue of Egyptologists potentially committing a semantic fallacy interpreting Kemet as a black soil or riparian lands raises important methodological concerns. The lack of direct textual attestations for this interpretation combined with speculative linguistic arguments creates a problematic foundation for dismissing alternative views that emphasize the black identity of the people, Black Egypt, and their culture. Below, I will address the methodology flaws in this approach and explain how these issues can be resolved scientifically rather than relying on pseudo ideas that obscure the historical reality. Hey, brothers and sisters, do I deserve a goddamn cash app for this? Right? So then it goes down and explains. You can. I'm not going to read it all. I'm losing my voice. Conflation of homograbs, right? Basically, the determinatives of that particular word matter, right? They are conflating, right? The broader symbolic and cultural uses of blackness, Kemet, and Egyptian thought, such as association with sacred animals, fertility, and renewal. Speculative interpretations. The assertion that Kemet refers to black soil relies heavily on geographical observations, right? The contrast between black land and desert rather than linguistic evidence found in the text. You're dead. Determinants like N23 or 049 inhabited areas or cited as evidence for soil, but they could apply to cultivated land or human settlements without implying blackness. Ignoring cultural context. They want to make it a white Egypt, an Arab Egypt, problems with Asar's linguistic arguments, right? His reliance on linguistic reconstruction, absence of explicit reference, unlike Mabry's argument, which cites direct references to sacred black cattle, Kemet, and humans in religious text. Imhotep's linguistic reasoning lacks explicit attestations connecting Kemet with a collective black identity. I'm not saying this. Goddamn ChatGPT is saying this. Scientific methodology versus pseudo ideas. To address, wait, let me go check my goddamn Cash App. Let me go get my other phone. If y'all don't give me a Cash App, man, you're a part of the problem.
Drop some cash apps for Uncle Reggie.
1 second. Fucking part of the goddamn problem. Shit. Go find my goddamn phone. Got me upset. Fucking ChatGPT got me upset trying to gaslight me. Now I got to expose the whole goddamn shit. Wait, hold up.
RP ChatGPT.
Okay.
Hey, y'all shoot Uncle Reggie them cash apps, man.
Got 0 cash apps. So y'all want to believe this stuff? I'm stop sharing my screen. I'll stop sharing my screen. Right? I'm gonna stop sharing my screen, Super Wavy. What is this? 0 cash apps. That's it. Share screen. What is this?
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, Uncle Reggie.
No, I'm worrying about it because this. So white ice is colder. So it takes what happened? So my whole thing is, the white person says it, Egyptologist says it, you cool with that. Brother Reggie shows it and shows you the evidence that there's no direct attestation. Okay, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna minimize Brother Reggie, right? We're gonna minimize, right? So I go and talk to them other people. Talking to my own people, right? Go watch them. Go watch them other shows where they talk about Hebrews and penises and Bible verses, right? And I'm not begging. I just think that this is my time, and I'm trying to help our people understand concepts of cattle culture, human reactions, and showing you pseudo judo, and you see it on the goddamn phone. You see it on the damn screen. So I'll do the show. I guess I'll have to do the show again on an audience that's super wavy, where they appreciate me super wavy.
Hey, I appreciate you, Uncle Reggie. Appreciate you for coming through and doing your thing. You already know I'm
All
gonna shoot
right.
you something.
I appreciate it. It's 11:04. It's not you, super wavy. You invited me on it to help the people, but they don't want to see these ideas. They want to go and be in their little clubs and their little cults and argue stuff that they can't read. And when somebody actually tries to show them it, right? When people actually try to show them in direct references, attestations, reading it, that don't matter. But if you want to watch Hot Atlanta, you want to watch Flat Earth people, you want to watch abos, y'all really want those people to win. But you don't want your own scholars, people who knew Dr. Ben, Dr. Clark, Dr. Leonard Jeffries, Dr. Riketti Ahmed, right? Baba Bonatti, right? Infadishi, Dr. Mario Beatty, right? Dr. Shamaka Keita. This is my worst show today, boy, Super Wavy. I ain't never seen nothing like this. Zero. That hurts me deeply. That the people watching, I'm giving them arguments. I gave them enough arguments about to kill the black fertile soil that people been arguing with over for damn near 8 years, right? Let's see what their experts say. You see what I'm saying, Super Wavy?
Man, hey, Uncle Reggie. Man, I think a lot of the people is learning. You know what I'm saying? I don't see no haters in the chat.
Nah, it's not about, it's about appreciation, right? Follow my source. Oh, I'm tired of talking. So I'm tired of talking. Super Wavy is always a pleasure. You're one of my favorites. If the thing about it, if y'all need somebody to represent you, y'all need somebody to talk to Hawass, right? Who you gonna use? Who y'all gonna use to argue
Right.
these points, right? Who y'all gonna use? But you don't want to support the people that can argue for us, right? And to show that you ain't got no attestations for the black soil. So it can't be no black land. You ain't got it. But you know what? Y'all want the Hebrews to win. Y'all want Jesus to win. Y'all want Moses and Abraham to win. You want the story that got us enslaved. You want that to win. But you hate your African story. Even if somebody shows it to you. You hate your African story, right? So I did this show because Super Wavy had an idea to go through lots of periods and talk about this whole concept of Kemet, black land, black soil, right? Black people. And I think I did an all right job. What you think, Super Wavy?
Man, I think you did an amazing job. We came to the conclusion, with the help of Uncle Reggie, that it ain't no goddamn primary sources for this soil or this damn dirt y'all keep talking about. And during the time when they came up with the goddamn word Kemet, it was a damn famine going on. So either we gonna rethink, and hold motherfuckers accountable, you know what I'm saying, and praise Dr. Reggie for his work that he put in, or we gonna keep being blind. I think Uncle Reggie, you did a great job. I feel like that presentation was great, and everybody gonna learn tonight.
And what is my family, brother Cedric and my good, beautiful sister Juju? Did they say any comments? Did they say anything?
Nah, I think they riding with you tonight.
Well,
You
I
the
mean,
people's champ tonight, Uncle Reggie.
yeah, I just think they ain't no dirt god. Egyptians did not worship no goddamn dirt god, right? So they didn't make a big thing about the damn dirt. I didn't even get to the point that it's the Apis bowl that consecrates the land, right? So I will, I guess I will copy this and then I will chop it up and then I'll put it up on my channel and then see if I decide to present more information on it or just finish writing my book on it. That would
Hey,
be
Uncle Reggie. Hey, Uncle Reggie, you got the you can do whatever you want, you know what I'm saying? You can take this, chop it up, do whatever you want. You got all the permission. Anytime, you know what I'm saying, you see me live, you can click the link, man. It's good. I appreciate you for your contribution.
This is the first show that I've done in damn near 3-4 weeks, super wavy, and I'm like, it's not even my best work, but it's tuned to this conversation. But I just find that the people want to believe in what they want to believe in with no evidence, and it's
Right.
embarrassing. They can't even defend the white man's arguments. Do you believe that? Huh? Ain't no dirt God, and they didn't even see goddamn dirt, fertile dirt in that period. They didn't even see it when they named the country. So it's obviously got to be doing. It's got to be on. It's got to be done on something else. So it was a pleasure talking to you, and it's also a pleasure talking to the family. But it just amazes me who y'all support. But the beautiful thing is, did you see ChatGPT and know about me? Right? You know about me. You know about my arguments. And there you go. So I'm gonna say to the family, peace and good night. Good night.
All right, hey, that Cash App still up there, man. Y'all shoot Uncle Reggie Cash App, man.
Oh,
Buy
because
him
I got
lunch for
drip.
tomorrow.
Yeah, yeah.
And if you
Because I
watching
got
this
drip.
show, later, just check me out, Uncle Reggie. If you watching this show later on tonight or tomorrow, shoot Uncle Reggie a Cash App. If he taught you something, if you learned something, you enjoyed the show, shoot Uncle Reggie a Cash App. Uncle Reggie, your work will not go unnoticed. You good over here.
Yeah, you know, you always just like every other black scholar, they're always venerated when they goddamn die. But I tell you one thing, Super Wavy. Super Wavy.
You take it easy.
Wait, Super Wavy. I tell you one thing. The one thing that you definitely got is during the period where the name came up, it was famine and wasn't even flowing. The Nile wasn't even flowing. Did you believe that?
Yes, sir.
All right, peace.
All right.